North Carolina leads the all-time series. The Duke seniors 6-2 against North Carolina. So for those of you on ESPNU, the Cameron Crazies have fun above the rim on ESPN2. And for the 221st time, Carolina and Duke, let's play on all the networks, shall we? Here we go.
Hey, Brad, Duke coming into this game after a loss to Florida State. But here's a little interesting tidbit. The last 4 times they've entered a game against North Carolina after an L, they've been able to be resilient and bounce back and get a W.
Mike Krzyzewski told me in the locker room before the ball game it was almost a cleansing experience to have lost to Florida State. There's been so much of a buildup over J.J. Redick's records and whether or not Duke could go through an unbeaten ACC season, which of course we know now they won't after that win by Florida State on Wednesday night. And with the ACC tournament starting in Greensboro on Thursday, hey, take a step back now, just play basketball.
You know, they talk about fatigue when you talk about J.J. Redick. His numbers certainly the last 3 games on the road, 18 for 59. That is not J.J. Redick shooting, 6 for 26 from the 3. I think it's been more emotional in terms of fatigue than physical fatigue.
We start things off with a backcourt violation, which gives the ball to Duke, and Paulus at the point, weaving his way through traffic. Malchione on the outside. Rebound. Williams keeps it alive as he's done so often, and the hook shot goes.
He's been such a dominator in the 3-second area. He has been absolutely sensational in his career.
Rayshad Terry from North Carolina. One of the most improved players in all of college basketball, not just the ACC.
Do I echo that sentiment?
Hansbrough off the glass. The follow tip is missed. And the rebound off to Williams. He's got 2 already. Dockery spins and runs right in to the North Carolina defense. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We haven't even gotten that done for you yet. First for the visiting Tar Heels, Miller and Frazier in the backcourt, Terry, David Noel, and Hansbrough up front. Redick and Paulus and Dockery in a 3-guard offense, and Williams and Malchione for Duke. Here's the opening salvo from J.J. Redick.
Wow. Not wasting any time. They're 2 superstars right out of the gate.
4-0 Duke. Noel to Hansbrough. He's doubled on the low block and still got a good-looking hook shot over Williams.
He's been the most influential diaper dandy in America. 3rd in the conference scoring behind J.J. Redick and Sheldon Williams.
Paulus a little bit out of control, had it swatted out of bounds. It'll still be Duke basketball.
Tyler Hansbrough on the interior has been such a major factor. Had that 40-point performance, a record, an unbelievable performance at the Smith Center against Georgia Tech.
Redick off the inbounds, knocks it down.
I guess he's answering all those critics that had that theory about fatigue.
4 early. Fadeaway 3 won't go. Paulus the backside rebound.
If you're North Carolina, you want to come out and get a good start. Quiet this crowd down a little bit.
Redick thought about a 3, pulls up, and Duke will set their offense.
Talk about Redick and Williams, the best tandem ever at Duke in terms of scoring.
Oh, a running jumper by Redick.
Is he on fire? Wow, somebody call the fire chief. He's burning up the nuts already.
6 for Redick. What a way to start senior night.
That's mom and dad standing up. This kid, I think he takes more abuse across America than any player I've ever witnessed in 27 years, Brad. The verbal abuse, the physical abuse, the profanity should be a no-no in arenas.
He's handled it beautifully over his career. Hansbrough drives, reverse. Boy, great-looking move. He just didn't finish.
His footwork got a little caught up, or he would have jammed that baby.
Dockery loses a handle. Everybody going to the deck. Paulus will slow it down.
And how good has North Carolina been recently? They've won 9 of their last 10. Their only loss was the game you and I did against Duke. Bottom line is, the last 6 games they've won by better than 20 points.
Paulus on the drive.
They allow him to finish. They don't give him any help.
Carolina trailing by 8 in the opening 2.5 minutes.
One of the things that's happening with Paulus, as you look at Roy Williams, my choice as the National Coach of the Year, they're allowing him to finish. See, they're not going to give help. He's going to take the ball to the goal. Nobody rotates over to give any help so he can kick it out for an open 3. What emotion. What a great place to be. And we're getting paid for this.
Terry on the dribble. Nice crossover. Goes up and over everybody. And and stripped out of bounds by J.J. Redick. North Carolina will get a fresh shot clock and another opportunity.
You know, Brad, we keep talking about the diaper dandies, the arrival of all the new kids at North Carolina, but it's been the veterans, Miller, Noel, and Terry, that have been stabilizers.
Noel, the nice dish to Hansbrough, and he has it knocked out of bounds.
David Noel, a great story right here from Durham. His mom works at Duke University.
And there he is. He says, it's kind of like Jerome Bettis. I'm coming home. I'd love to pull an upset in my hometown.
He had 19 here as a diaper dandy as a freshman.
Here he is on the outside. Missed the three. Redick up for the rebound.
Had 26 in a blowout on senior day at the Smith Center against Virginia.
Redick, long three, in and out.
Wow, that was a downtown. He shot that from Chapel Hill.
Here comes Frazier through traffic, and he palmed it. Carolina turns it over.
Frazier's second in the conference in assists behind Paulus. They're getting good play. They're off the bench now on a Quentin Thomas.
Right.
That's been a positive for them. I can't emphasize the job that Roy Williams has done. There's nobody that could have believed when he lost his 7 top scorers that they would be right now in the top 15 in America.
Here's Paulus on the dribble, working against Wes Miller. Miller, a good defender. Usually gives away some height to who he plays against. Redick, baseline. Got it! A three! Got it, falling down. Duke by 11.
Duke really playing well offensively early in this game.
Inside a foul. Foul's going to be on Redick.
Watch him move without the basketball. Here he is right now, setting his guy up. Drifts. There he is with a little flare to the corner. Nothing but nylon. His dad says, that's my guy.
Ken and Jeannie looking on. They, I think, were as exhausted about J.J. trying to get the ACC scoring record as J.J. was.
Well, not only the ACC record, think about this. The three-point shooting record, the ACC record. I mean, it's been one record run after another. He got a lot of game balls, by the way, for the trophy case.
Johnny Dawkins was the previous career scorer at Duke.
You define him as Mr. Class.
So a 10-point lead. 1 out of 2 from the line for Carolina Sanders.
Well, remember the first meeting, they were out 17 on North Carolina, and they came back.
That's when Roy Williams went to the blue team.
Yes, sir. They took a 5-point lead.
Duke turns it over. Noel, nice feed. Sanders down low. The extra dribble. He should have gone straight up with it.
You had an open layup. Got to convert that.
He carried. Yeah, he carried it too. Marcus Nelson had some injury problems earlier this year. He's being hounded into a double team, and he walked with it.
He's starting to get in that third dimension, though, scoring. He's been double figures his last 4 games.
All Duke in the opening minutes with 15:44 to go first half. They lead by 10.
Goodbye endless spam calls. Hello to a phone plan with built-in spam blocking. See you later, networks that are unsafe. Hello, built-in VPN. Now the networks I join are private. So long, hackers and trackers finding my personal information. Hello to a phone plan that keeps me safe and secure. Goodbye, everything you can't. Hello, Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
The best things America makes are the things America makes out here. The history she writes in her clear blue skies, the legends she births on small town fields, and the future she promises. When we made Grand Wagoneer, assembled in Michigan, we knew no mere object could ever rank with the best things this country has given the world. But we believed if we gave our all, we just might make something worthy of their spirit.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Innovation powered by Cisco. And in part by Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA.
This telecast is available on both ESPN and ESPN2 HD, presented by Dish Network. 15:44 to go first half. Duke by 10 early on their home floor. Take you back 6 years ago, February of 2000. Duke blew a 19-point second-half lead when North Carolina's Joe Forte hit a three-pointer with 5.2 to go. Sent the game to overtime at 73. In overtime, it was Shane Battier and Chris Carrawell. They stepped up as Duke and the Blue Devils beat the Tar Heels 90-86. Now you, the viewer, have an opportunity to choose which Carolina-Duke matchup is seen on ESPN Classic immediately following our telecast tonight. Log on to ESPN.com to vote. You can also vote by texting SN to 4ESPN on your mobile phone. Standard message rates and other fees may apply. We'll keep you posted on the voting through the broadcast.
I want to vote. I want to vote. Hey, I want to vote.
You're a little busy.
Yo. I know you're busy, man. You're the orchestra leader here tonight.
Here's Carolina on the drive. Hansbrough lost the handle and now does get it back on the rebound. Danny Green over to Frazier for three. Carolina cold early, but they get a free one underneath with a tip in.
Good offensive rebound. Looked like it was Noel from up here.
It was. You saw that above the rim for a lot of you on ESPN2.
Right above the rim, that camera. What innovations and creativity. It's amazing. When I started at ESPN, we had a little trailer 27 years ago. I walked in, Ellen Beckwith gave me my game. Boy, it's amazing. Chet Simmons and Scotty Connell, what they created when they had started this ESPN.
Everybody got a look above the rim there momentarily on the inbounds play coming up from Duke. Paulus having trouble. Gets it into Malchione.
You're right now, Duke. You certainly don't want to go into the tournament action losing their last two games. So it becomes a big game for them psychologically.
Nice kick out. Malchione on a three. And the rebound off in the corner comes to Gignon.
You know, Brad, North Carolina hasn't just been winning by better than 20 a game in their last 6. And that's against ACC competition.
And 9 of their last 10 wins, you mentioned it earlier, that they've averaged winning by 19. I mean, they blew away Virginia the other night, 99-54. Noel for three. Well, cold shooting, but the offensive rebounding helps the cause. They're a very good rebounding team. That might keep them in the ballgame. They trail by 8.
They have the best margin in the conference in terms of rebounding margins, and that's really a liability for Duke. However, they turn the ball over a great deal. Average better than 17 turnovers a game. Had 21 in the matchup game 1.
They've been getting better at that, though, and that's helped the cause in recent games.
They had only 6 against North Carolina State on the road.
Well, that foul was on Quentin Thomas. Paulus into Reddick. Got his man up in the air. And a rebound off to North Carolina, Rayshon Terry.
I tell you, he utilizes that ball fake and that head fake really well for you young kids out there.
Nice cut to the basket by Hansbrough, blocked by Williams. Number 392 in his career.
He had 10 in one game. He had a triple-double against Maryland.
Inside, knocked away. Duke turns it back over. Thomas now drives. Hansbrough trying to finish, and Williams fouls him.
The one great asset that Tyler Hansbrough has, he gets to the free throw line better than anyone in the ACC. 8.1. There's Williams with the great block, the timing, a terrific defensive player. They've had 6 guys as defensive players of the year, and he was one of them, Aaron.
He certainly was. Dick, Sheldon Williams talking to him yesterday. He said, growing up, I was interested in playing like Michael Jordan. I wanted to score points. I was worried about my sneakers getting dirty. It wasn't until my father pulled me aside in grade school and said, if you don't stop worrying about your points and you pull down some rebounds, I'm going to take you out of this game. He said, knowing what he's done here for Duke defensively and having his dad in the stand, he's so thankful. Let's not forget about his mom. He told me she is the mediator. She would get in between those two, Brad, when they would go head-to-head.
I tell you what, if Bob told me something to do, I'd do it too. The size of him.
You want to be like Michael Jordan? There's been all kinds of rumors that Michael Jordan is supposed to be in the house. I haven't seen him yet. I have not seen him. I'd run down to get his autograph.
Hansbrough picks up the foul. Sheldon Williams, 3.66 blocks, 392, 5th in ACC history, number 1 all-time Duke in their records. And Dick mentioned part of that triple-double, had 10 against Maryland back in January.
The one area that really improved on North Carolina, their young team, is on the defensive side.
Docker, a nice drive. Rebound is North Carolina's. Carolina averages 40 rebounds a game. They had a plus 9.2 on their opposition, so they go to the glass pretty well. And now, nice job by Malchione to knock it off Noel, and Carolina turns it over for the fourth time.
Early in this game right now, certainly Duke playing a lot better defensively than they did against Florida State and what they did against Georgia Tech in the first half. As Melchione knocks the ball off Noel's feet.
Melchione, one of 4 Duke captains. They've never had 4 before. Here's a whistle and a foul.
Offensive foul
On Williams, and now he's going to have to watch out, Dick. That's 2 here in the first 7 minutes and change.
That's a big, big call right there because this guy has gotten in foul trouble, fouled out against Florida State. He's too valuable.
Josh McRoberts, you saw getting up off the Duke bench. Sheldon's going to sit down. McRoberts, the 6'10 freshman, will come in. He matches up with Hansbrough. There's the future of the post guys in the ACC, if you will.
2 really heavily recruited young guys, big-time reputations. They were McDonald's High School All-Americans. A lot of coaches scream out there, just get me a Wendy's. Duke and Carolina get McDonald's.
Thomas, great move to get his man off and then drops down the jumper just inside the 3-point line.
He has really improved. He's getting better and better, giving him quality minutes at the point.
Carolina 7 straight, Dick, and they're right back in it.
Very similar to the first matchup. I mean, they went down big early, battled back.
Redick, turnaround, fade away. Here comes Carolina, chance to make it a 2-point game. Noel, little trouble with the pass back to them, but tipped and out of bounds to North Carolina. Last touch by Duke.
North Carolina also excels Roy Williams' club in transition. What a job he did at Kansas. When you look at those W's, finally won the national title last year with Raymond Felton and May and that gang.
4-time coach of the year at Kansas, but the national championship came a year ago, as Dick just mentioned, when they went 33-4 and beat top-ranked Illinois for all the marbles. Quentin Thomas slips. That's the second time I've seen him slip on the floor, and it's caused a turnover this time.
I thought he had interesting comments to me before the game, talking about National Coach of the Year. He said, thank you for making me National Coach of the Year in one of your articles. I said, well, let me tell you, I was talking to Mike Krzyzewski before the game, and he echoed those sentiments. He said, you know, it's tough for Mike because of expectations and because how highly they are projected before the season starts. Very tough for those guys to get Coach of the Year.
Absolutely. Duke has missed its last 5 after starting off red hot.
She gets some touches inside the McRoberts. Shoots 61%. I don't think he really asserts himself enough offensively. He's very talented.
Redick, pull up 3. Long range. Rebound, Hansbrough. The outlet to Frazier on the run. Miller wanted to stop and hit a 3. Didn't have time.
Oh, those kids are really good players. Miller can shoot 3s. He shoots more 3s, makes more 3s than he does deuces.
Noel wanted a foul call on Redick and didn't get it. Back comes Duke with a 4-point lead with 11:35 to go first half.
Good tough man-to-man defense being played by North Carolina right now.
On the drive, ball loose. Duke turns it over again.
They're really doing a good job defensively, and Duke really not getting any motion at all offensively. Becoming a little stationary.
Hansbrough. Jump shot won't go, and Melchione with a rebound. And now Mike Krzyzewski says to Sean Dockery, let's start running something out there.
Yeah, you know, some of the other guys got to step up and make some plays. You can't just rely always on J.J. Redick to bail you out.
Inside, there's your high percentage shot.
Well, you got to get it to him a little bit more. He's going to get some touches. He's a good inside player. He's got a lot of ability.
6-point lead. We approach the midway point already of this brisk first half.
You know, he arrived on a college campus with as much publicity and notoriety as Hansbrough. Hansbrough, though, has been the most influential diaper dandy in the nation.
Melchione picks up his first foul. Duke maintains its lead. They've led throughout. In front, 15-9. You'll get a different look at J.J. Redick from another view when we come back to Cameron Indoor in a moment. The national championship banners of Mike Krzyzewski high atop Cameron Indoor. His team would like another one. They lead 15-9, 10:43 to go first half here. Time now for ESPNU's pride of the program. In the spotlight tonight, Southern Utah. Looks like they came armed and ready in March of '01. Meeting Valparaiso in the Mid-Con final for the second straight year. Southern Utah got hot and stayed that way.
Valpo's run is over. Congratulations to Southern Utah.
More of ESPNU's Pride of the Program available on mobile ESPN. Now, for those of you watching with us tonight on Full Circle, above the rim cameras on ESPN2, the game on ESPN. Over on ESPNU, watch the game and the camera and crazy simultaneously. And over on 360, you get customized stats. And on ESPN Classic, you, the viewer, will choose which Carolina Duke Classic matchup will air immediately following our broadcast. On ESPN2, you're getting it from above the rim. Like Josh McRoberts slam off the nice feet on the inside, which has given Duke the 6-point lead. And that's where we are right now.
You know, looking at North Carolina, if all these guys come back, Tyler Hansbrough and company, I really believe with the class they have coming in, the best class in America, they're going to be my preseason #1 team in America next year.
I knew you'd have the top 5. You're saying number one.
They're going to be preseason with Lawson and Elton. I mean, Brandon Wright. These are not just average high school players. And put them on the court with some of these kids, wow.
Hansbrough has it knocked away by McRoberts, out of bounds. Right now over on ESPN2, you've got an opportunity to see J.J. Redick isolated from our above-the-rim camera viewpoint. Boy, he started red hot from any part of the court you wanted to look on. We'll follow him through that above the rim here for you for the next few minutes.
They cooled him off a little bit now.
Miller on the dribble. On the drive, a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Melchione. Beg your pardon, it's on Sanders. It's an offensive foul. Let's get a 30 Sports Center update right now. Here's Scott Reese. Scott.
Marcus Ginyard back into the lineup for North Carolina.
Scott, thank you. That technical foul at the end of that ball game to help GW preserve the longest winning streak in the country right now.
You know, you talk about there's only 3 teams that finished unblemished in conference play. George Washington, Gonzaga, and Bucknell.
Duke was trying to be the other one, but Florida State upended them 79-74 on Wednesday nights. Here's Ginyard at the free throw line. He started quite a few of the games at the beginning of the season. Started the first 14 games of the year.
Look at Roy Williams. You talk about a fiery guy. You talk about Mr. Intensity.
That looks a little bit like what we saw back in February, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Always teaching, always coaching. He learned from the best. Dean Smith, the Michelangelo. I haven't seen him in quite a while, and I miss seeing him. He was so special on that sideline. Look at Roy, still coaching. Talking to Mr. Halliday, one of his assistants. He's got some outstanding people on his staff. Steve Robinson. In fact, he was the last guy to take Florida State to an NCAA tournament in '98. They should get in unless they fall really down big time tomorrow to Miami.
You don't back off Melchione out there.
He can shoot that shot. He's a little inconsistent, but he certainly has the ability to make that through.
His 35th of the year. They backed away from him, and he made Carolina pay. And now a pulled jersey, and it'll be a foul call on Melchione.
I love the way Teddy Valentine makes the call. He demonstrates it. We know exactly. They back away. Melchione said, "Are you serious? I make that every day in practice." His daddy can shoot, man. His daddy was quite a shooter. So was his Uncle Bill who went to Villanova.
His dad, Gary, was a captain, so Lee is a second-generation captain at Duke on the basketball team.
Oh, what great ball movement.
Block shot by Williams. Noel with a foul.
David Noel stayed right on top of it. What a great senior day he had. 26 against Virginia. His uncle went, by the way, Melchione, to Villanova. I'll tell you one thing, Syracuse better beat Villanova tomorrow, because what's happening across America, they're not going to be in the big NCAA tournament if they don't win that game.
Whistle, and Carl Hass with a foul call. This one's going to be on Frazier. Sheldon Williams, a couple of block shots already tonight.
Great block right there. Look at the great timing.
Can block it with both hands. He's a guy that's kind of odd sometimes that guys can do that as well as he can. Here's the steal. Bad pass by Redick. Frazier. Noel with a finish.
David Noel, a great athlete. You know, he could play football. He originally was recruited as a wide receiver. They thought he'd be like a Randy Moss when he came out of high school.
So Carolina again, for the second time, has cut the lead to 4.
They're not going to go away, man. They're really good. These kids are really good.
Paulus, nice drive and off the glass.
Gets a chance to finish. They're back away.
Frazier, pull-up jumper. The other freshman point guard, and now Reddick in the open floor. Little delay around Noel. The follow is missed by Williams.
Got a jam right there.
Hansbrough, nice extra pass.
See, I go right at Sheldon Williams trying to get that third foul on it.
Three-pointer, got it! On the outside, that was Rayshon Terry.
Tell you, Rayshon Terry, you mentioned earlier, Brad, you talk about improvement. His number's unbelievable. He's better than 12 points a game from what he was last year.
2.3 a game last year. He's at 14.4 right now. That was a huge three-pointer. It makes it a three-point game. Paulus trying to make it a six-point game. Alcione the foul, and he's fouled by Noel.
They will allow Paulus to shoot that shot from the perimeter. Who would have ever believed that Terry and Noel were that good when they didn't get hardly any playing time whatsoever? In fact, think about the job that Roy Williams has done. The leading scorer returning, David Noel, 3 points a game.
Noel's the only guy that scored in last year's title game. At the free throw line, Lee Alcione, and he rips it. 4 points for Lee on his final performance here on Coach K Court at Cameron and Durham.
You know, I don't like to put pressure on any young man, but I'm going to tell you this right up and down, Brad. The standard at Duke is so different than most places. People will get excited to get into the tournament. Duke's #1 goal is to cut the nets down. Not to get the Final Four, cut the nets down. If that is to happen, Paulus has to be a stabilizer and a steady player at the point guard slot. He can't turn it over, and he's going to have to defend on the perimeter really well.
Mike Krzyzewski, the Hall of Famer, with his 26th year here, 31st year overall.
Olympic coach Jerry Colangelo made a great selection. They're a dynamic duo together, Colangelo and Krzyzewski. That gold medal is going to be back. It's going to be back in the USA. I really believe that.
They just added 3 seconds back to the game clock as it ticks its way under 8 minutes here in the first half. Duke leading North Carolina. They have throughout by 5. Three-pointer way off the mark. Sheldon Williams, another rebound.
And that's been his strength. Billy's been able to make threes. Got a start against Florida State. Made 6 in the game.
Underneath, McRoberts can't connect. Rayshon Terry will bring it down court for the Tar Heels. On the run. Inside the Hansbrough. What a great handle by Terry, and then the assist.
A terrific play. He looked like Magic Johnson there. Around the bag. Penetrated. Found the open man.
Again, Carolina cuts it to 3.
Another example. We keep talking about the freshmen, but Terry and Noel have really stepped up.
Williams outside. And the rebound is Terry.
They will allow Williams and Paulus and those people to shoot that perimeter shot.
And again, Quentin Thomas slips. I think he needs new sneakers out there. It's the third time he's gone down.
A lot of perspiration out there, too. This place is very warm.
Here's the lead pass. Dockery tracking it down or trying to. And he stepped on the baseline. So each team with a turnover there.
Tell you, the referee's working really hard here tonight. Led by Mr. Hess and Teddy Valentine. To tell me.
6:57 remaining in the first half. Tyler Hansbrough with the flush. Duke's lead's been cut to 3. Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Duke has led throughout. They lead 22-19, 6:57 remaining in the first half. Remember, the young Tar Heels weren't rattled after a slow start in the first meeting. Take you back to February 7th. Dick and I were there. Roy Williams unhappy with his starters. He pulled them, gave everybody else a lecture. Then returned with a force, a 12-0 run capped by David Noel's 3. That gave them their first lead, but then J.J. Reddick took over. 22 of his 35 in the second half, and with Duke clinging to a 1-point lead late in the game, J.J. with a winner over Wes Miller. That created the cushion they needed. They won it 87-83, and right now, Carolina started off very slow. Duke had an 11-point lead, 13-2, but now Carolina with an opportunity to cut it to 1 or tie it. And they cut it to 1. Danny Green.
Danny Green, part of the GG guys, Ginyard and Green, 2 diaper dandies, G squared. You know, Duke made 6 of their first 8 shots. They were on fire. Since then, they're 3 for 15. That's 1 for 5.
And
that's
Paulus
20%.
walked with it. And now Carolina's going to have a chance to take the lead.
See, that's what I'm talking about. He's got to reduce his turnovers. He has to really be effective at that point guard. You cannot win a national championship with shaky point guard play. That's become essential now in college basketball.
I don't think it's been a factor with Duke, Dick, but sometimes on senior night, especially in a place with this much tradition, Duke started so fast, so emotional, and then kind of the air went out of it a little bit. Now Carolina's right back in the game.
Good point. North Carolina really athletic. They get up and down the floor, and they've got to just love their guy in the middle. And they got people you got to respect on the perimeter who can make shots. And then you got to deal with the big guy in the post.
Redick through a double team. Williams trying to keep it alive, and now Carolina again with an opportunity to lead. Quentin Thomas, Dockery on him. Thomas to the rack, and Carolina's got the lead.
That's not the same kid I watched earlier in the year. He's a totally different player. His body language, his court savvy, he has elevated his game.
Check in with Aaron.
Brad, it was interesting yesterday at UNC's practice. Head coach Roy Williams telling me how much this team has grown up from their loss to Duke this season. Of course, that loss spurred a 6-game winning streak. He said our chemistry's better. We've learned so much. We learned we can't take plays off, and that's going to be vital at Cameron Indoor.
They also learned that they can play with these guys, whether it's at home or not, and whether they can do it in Durham or not is another story.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Duke has a 19-game home win streak, third longest in America. Gonzaga 38, Hofstra 20. Colonial Conference, outstanding conference. George Mason and Hofstra in North Carolina, Wilmington. Hope those kids don't get left out of the big dance.
J.J. Redick, though, his free throw percentage is down.
Wow, look at the changes.
He knocks down the free throw, and Carolina brings in mass substitution. J.J. Redick will come back up for the second free throw. Noel goes out with third foul. That could be vital.
See, that's the big advantage they have in North Carolina right now. He goes to his bench. You got some fresh players, especially with the heat that's in his place right now. That could be a factor at the end of the game.
Redick knocks them both down, which is no surprise.
Yeah, what else is new?
11 for J.J. right now with 5:35 to go in the half, and he gives Duke the lead back, and now Paulus with the steal.
Terrific play by Paulus right there. I mean, he's a competitor. He's got a winner's mentality.
Great entry to Williams. Paulus with a defensive play and then a great dish.
Yeah, terrific look. He led him right to the right hand. Great pass by Paulus.
And a traveling violation, and now Carolina, right after getting the lead, they're a little bit rattled. This play by Paulus, sensational, Dick.
Yeah, it really is. Defensively, he really got after it. You're going to see him right here with the deflection. Get right in the passing lane. And then, as you said, what a great look on the interior, right to the All-American.
Wide open three, won't go. Frazier's going to track it down in the corner.
You know the guy really Duke misses? Daniel Ewing. Daniel Ewing used to make those shots. He was such an underappreciated player nationally, but not by the Duke coaches.
Terry double team, trying to get through it. Knocked out of bounds by DeMarcus Nelson. Nelson and Redick had him cornered.
Tell you what makes this rivalry so special. Private school, great academic school, Duke. Kids that really classroom means a great deal to them. Same in North Carolina, one of the great state universities in America.
Hansbrough on the inbound. May have adjusted his shot a little bit with Williams going up there to try to swat it away.
And the other great factor when you look at these schools, Brad, you never ever hear about NCAA violations, about cheating. These guys just go out, they get the creme de la creme, and they compete and they compete.
Roy Williams and Mike Krzyzewski. Roy is 1-4 against Duke, as Carolina's coach was 1-3 while he was at Kansas against Duke. But then a lot of people have those kind of records.
Hey, is there any doubt that he'll be a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
None whatsoever.
Mike Krzyzewski already in the Hall of Fame. DeMarcus Nelson at the free throw line. DeMarcus missed 12 games with ankle problems earlier in the season. And right now he's in a stretch where he's scored in double figures in 5 straight games. That's his first point of the night here.
And they really need that. They need the third consistent scorer. Jimmy Valvano used to always say, if you're going to win a national title, you have to have 3 guys that can give you that consistent double-figure scoring.
Even if Sheldon Williams and J.J. Redick get you about 47 tonight between the two of them.
That's the best ever at Duke. Prior to best was Mr. Heyman, and one of my favorites, Jeff Mullins, one of the classiest guys. Ian Heyman played under Vic Bubas, a terrific coach.
Nice lob, great catch, and the reverse layup doesn't go, though.
Great opportunity with that diagonal pass.
5-point Duke lead. Paulus driving to the rack, has it blocked. Back comes Rayshon Terry.
I'll tell you, Terry with a great defensive play.
Hey, and Danny Green with a flush to finish. Nice transition by Carolina.
They can really get out in transition. They convert off the turnover. They fill lanes. They find the open man.
We know one thing, they've got young legs.
They really do. A little younger than mine trying to climb up here.
Williams down low, and he walked with it.
They're a little bit out of sync right now.
9th turnover suffered by Duke. Carolina has 11 already.
Mike Krzyzewski learned under one of the best, the General Robert Montgomery Knight. Came out of Chicago. His high school coach is in the crowd tonight. He was so proud that he was here today.
His high school coach, Al Ostrowski, is in the house tonight.
Ostrowski? What's the rigatoni?
He says Coach Ostrowski's the bowling coach now. He says it's kind of a Polish thing. Hansbrough. That's what Coach Krzyzewski said. I didn't say that. Hansbrough hits the outside jumper.
Boy, is he a good-looking player, this Tyler Hansbrough. 18 points a game. 7 rebounds a game.
Down to a 1-point game again. 28-27. It's Duke and Carolina. What more can we ask for? With 3.5 to go in the first half on ESPN U Full Circle tonight. You're seeing it from about every angle. Our 6 networks can bring it to you, including 30 million homes around the country. Nice speed down low, and again here with a finish.
What a terrific transition again. What a great look.
And now Carolina back in front.
They really get out in transition. A poor job by Duke getting back.
Cameron Crazy's getting into it. If you're part of that group, you probably got some blue body paint on you by now. 3 minutes left in the half.
They must got a lot of that when they sent me surfing.
I saw you doing the little sidewalk surfing over there again, as you always do. Extra pass, Melchione's 3, and he got it.
Unselfish, the extra pass, Brad, led to the open 3 by Melchione. That's a plus for Duke because he's been inconsistent.
Now Duke back in front by a deuce. A steal if Melchione can get to the ball, and look at the hustle. That's it, finish.
What a play! What a play! What a play! What a play! Hustle! Dive on the floor! How badly do they want it?
Melchione, one of the seniors, wants it pretty badly. Duke by 4.
Oh, jump out of my seat, Mr. Nessler.
I thought I was going to lose you into the crowd.
Gee, I couldn't believe that play.
Whistle, foul. Think it's going to be on Dockery. It will.
He dove, and then he had the anticipation to be able to deflect it.
Talk about Hart going to the floor and the assist. Duke by 4. 2:09 left in the half. Duke leads Carolina 33-29. We're just a couple minutes away from halftime. Coming up on the UPS Halftime Report on ESPN. Reese and the Game Day Gang will be along. Digger and Jay, they'll have the Charlotte GW Amazing Finish. Who's in, who's out. Digger and Jay's keys to the second half. And coming up on ESPN2 and ESPNU, it is the U, presented by Energizer E2 Lithium. Mike Call, Jason Williams, Hubert Davis, they're all sitting there. They're over on Franklin Street. Give me a couple of dozen wings, guys. They'll have JJ's Place in History and Roy Williams wired. 2 minutes, 9 seconds till halftime. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Aaron Andrews, our game day crew, and our ESPNU Full Circle in Cameron Indoor Stadium for senior night.
You know, Brad, think about this. You go in as a #1 seed, Duke, into the ACC tournament. I don't know if that's a good omen. 2005, Carolina was a #1 seed. They lost. Duke was #1 seed in 2004. They lost. 2003, Wake Forest was #1 seed. They lost. 2002, Maryland was #1 seed. They lost. 2001, North Carolina was #1 seed. They lost.
I think I got the point.
Got the point?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like getting on a cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, you gotta watch out.
Wow.
And right now, Adam Morrison and JJ Redick are the cover boys on Sports Illustrated this week. Right now on ESPN2, you're going to see Tyler Hansbrough, an opportunity to get him isolated above the rim from that camera point of view. Here's JJ Redick, so hot early, and he's cooled off, but he got the assist inside to DeMarcus Nelson.
Well, look, Carolina went to a little trap, full court, and they found the open man. They passed the ball well.
Frazier, nice drive. I like this kid, too, only a freshman.
He can make shots, too, from the perimeter. Maybe you see the kid. I'm hearing nothing but rave reviews from Howard Garfinkel about Ty Lawson. He said he will be the next superstar at North Carolina.
Dockery almost walked with it. The ball's kicked and momentarily halts play with 1:34 left 23 remaining on the shot clock.
And he also called me. He said they're going to get the best big man since Jaminski in Brian Zubek from out of Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Jaminski, the #1 career rebounder at Duke. Sheldon Williams, #2. Right now, you're getting a chance to look above the rim at Tyler Hansbrough, though, the guy that's on his way to being Rookie of the Year in the ACC. Defensively, trying to stop McRoberts. He altered the shot. And here we go the other way, and Redick trying to get a steal and up to the scorer's table. And we'd have had a real problem with our clock if JJ would have taken one more step.
Boy, you also almost jumped in the seats with Cal Ripken. We got a lot of celebrities in the house. Nick Bollettieri, tennis guru, spoke to the tennis team today.
There's
Doesn't look at Cal Ripken.
The Iron Man of Major League Baseball.
He's here with his daughter. She's a good basketball player. I talked to him before the game. She's in her 2nd year.
Daughter Rachel.
Yes, sir. Good thing she looks like the mom, though. Really good looking.
Well, she's got a lot more hair than Dad. I know that. Underneath, there's Ginyard and a nice feed down low, and we are tied for the first time in the game with a minute and change remaining in the first half.
I love Green and Ginyard. Those freshmen can play.
1:08. Carolina and Duke in the first half, tied at 35. They're loving it in Chapel Hill right now as their Tar Heels have tied up the game. We hope you're all having fun over there with Mike and Jason and Hubert. We'll be over to many of you on ESPN2 and ESPNU at halftime. The folks on ESPN will see Reese and Digger and Jay a minute and 8 seconds from now. Senior night at Cameron Indoor. 9,300 plus on hand. The hottest tickets, not only in town, but in all of college sports.
Been a little reverse for North Carolina. They started 1 for 10, and since then they're 13 for 21.
Duke started off red hot and then cooled down. Here's Paulus in trouble. Not the shot Mike Krzyzewski would want, and Carolina's got the rebound and a foul.
They've done a great job containing Mr. Redick right now, as Dan Patrick would say, hey, you can't stop him, but you got to contain him. And that's what they've done. They've contained him after that blitz, the way they put a blitz on early in this game.
Redick right now is stalled at 11 points. The #2 scorer in the country. Adam Morrison plays tomorrow, by the way. And I mentioned those two guys on the front of Sports Illustrated. They've been battling for the scoring title back and forth all season long. At the free throw line right now is Danny Green. Green off the bench for Carolina with 4. A chance to put his team in front, and does.
He and I'll tell you, Ginyard have really been positive forces. That's a great story, by the way, in Sports Illustrated on the outstanding duo. You hate to think that one of those kids will not be the National Player of the Year. But fortunately, there's a number of awards. There's the Oscar Robertson Award. There's certainly the Naismith Award. There's the Wooden Award. So you hope that they at least get one of those, because they really deserve to have a trophy at home that is called Player of the Year.
I still agree with what you said a long time ago. They ought to share it.
Yes, sir.
37-35. There's about a 9-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock as Duke trails at home to Carolina after being up by as many as 11 in this first half in the opening moments of an emotional senior night. And now 25 remaining, 15 on the shot clock.
What a nice job. Look at the communication, getting through the screens against Redick. He's got him one-on-one right here. Can he beat him off the dribble?
Redick pulls up, kicks out. Malchione, 3. Got it!
Malchione gets the 3. Why does he get the 3? Because of Mr. Redick on the floor. Draws the defense to him, and he gets a wide open looking 3.
Second time Redick's dished it out there. Second time Malchione's buried it. Now Duke back in front with 10 seconds left in the half. Watch this play by J.J. Redick and the court vision when he had people all around him.
See, he's ready here. He brings the defense to him. They get good spacing, 17 feet apart. You give help, people are going to be open, and he's going to draw a lot of attention, J.J. Redick.
Malchione turned around. He had a word for the Carolina bench, it looked like, on that one. And Roy Williams emphatically calling the timeout to try to get a play call here with 10 seconds remaining.
Two great coaches we're watching work tonight. Two of the best in America.
The leads changed 6 times. We've had 2 ties. There's Roy with Steve Robinson on one side of him. Mike Krzyzewski sits down with Chris Collins and Steve Wojciechowski and Johnny Dawkins flanking him. Here's the inbounds play. Final 10 seconds of the half. Carolina trying to regain the lead. With 5. Pull-up jumper. Off the front of the rim. Scramble for the loose ball. Duke is going to scramble for it and tie things up with 0.5 seconds. And it is Carolina's ball. They've got an opportunity for a touch and a shot before halftime.
Just throw the ball up in the lane. Throw the lob up to Hansbrough.
So let's watch on the inbound. Frazier right now is the guy that's going to trigger it. Noel checks back in. Remember, he's got 3 fouls.
He's got jumping ability. They want him on that floor maybe for that offensive rebound. A quick grab.
Frazier lobs it, has it swatted out of bounds by McRoberts.
Trying to throw that lob up. No time went off that clock. Ball was touched. Sometime should have went off.
McRoberts went up there and said, take that weak stuff back with you. And he'll hand it back to Teddy Valentine. They'll try to do it again.
Probably has having a little conversation with Mike Krzyzewski. I wonder if he's inviting him for a nice dinner.
I don't think so.
Maybe some kibasi.
Frazier lobs again.
That's what you're going to say.
There's Noel. Oh, they got a pretty good looking play. You called it, Dick.
They did a good job. It's the only thing that they could get. What a good half.
J.J. Redick only missed 1 of his first 5, but 0 for 6 since. He does have 11 points, and he and Malchione, 2 of the 4 captains, lead Duke in scoring right now with 11 each. And they've led Duke to the halftime lead, 38-37. The halftime score, Duke at home trying to go to 15-0. So we're just about set for the second half. Here on ESPN, you get the game with us. On ESPN2, you get it above the rim. ESPNU, you're in the crowd with the Cameron Crazies. And for 30 million folks around the rest of the world, however you're watching, it's second halftime. Here we go.
North Carolina had 12 turnovers. That's been their dilemma this year.
Great entry pass, and Williams on the finish from Paulus.
Nice entry, good 45-degree angle, excellent bounce pass. He does that well. That's why he's leading the conference in assists.
He's number 1, and this guy's number 2, which is amazing that 2 freshmen could lead this conference in assists.
Well, they're very fortunate. They got guys that can finish when they get the ball inside to Hansbrough or to Williams.
Hansbrough couldn't finish that time, and Williams one-hands the rebound. J.J. Redick has not scored a field goal since the 16:36 mark of the first half. Got his own miss and had it stolen by Frazier.
That's what North Carolina can do. They really can get a 3 out of Miller would be big for them.
He's going to try a runner. Hansbrough gets the miss and scores.
He is so strong and so physical around that basket. You know, Miller's got 65 baskets this year. 59 are from the trifecta.
Paulus on the outside, guarded by Miller. Redick straightaway 3. Way off the mark. Not even close. Not even close.
But he started on fire, but he has really struggled. A lot of that's due to the good defensive effort by North Carolina.
Here's Terry. He may have been fouled by Redick on the follow-through. They don't call it. J.J. Redick started off 4 out of 5, and he's 0 for since, including this one. You just never see this happen.
Wow, you don't see this. You don't see that. That's Brick City, baby. And that's not J.J. Redick. Look at him as he goes back on the defensive side. I would rate him, you know, based on his career at Duke, one of the top 20 to play in the ACC.
Williams kicks it outside. Dockery in the paint. Score it.
That's what they need, those role players, to put some points on the board, to be a little productive.
Let's check in with Aaron.
Brad, I don't think we can emphasize enough. You mentioned it at the top of the show, Coach K saying J.J. Redick emotionally drained from breaking those 3 records in 12 days. Pretty interesting note. Coach K told us he went back and he looked at some of the film and he noticed J.J. Redick chewing gum versus Temple. He said, you never chew gum. Why are you doing that now? Of course, some of his facial expressions looking a little different than he normally does. Stressing to J.J., keep doing what you were doing before. He doesn't want him to get off kilter, Brad.
Well, he's missed his last 8, but that doesn't mean he can't turn around and hit 6 of his next 8.
You know, Coach is really even watching guys chew gum. That's unbelievable.
His Hansbrough, great drive and 1.
He is terrific. He is absolutely a special player. Mr. Williams has got himself a real thoroughbred in that 3-second area. He has the great talent to finish. There he's right now going to catch the ball down in the post area. Takes it up strong. Once he gets in there with that body of his, he seals the defense really well. Goes to the line 8.1 times a game, more than anybody in the ACC.
You saw a graphic. Nobody's ever led the North Carolina team in scoring and rebounding as a freshman ever. He just knocked down the 3-point play, and he has tied the game up again at 42.
Well, 40's the best ever in North Carolina at the Smith Center. 43 is the best ever. That was by Charlie Scott at home.
Whistle foul before the shot. We check in with Aaron.
Brad, and talking to some of the UNC players yesterday about their super freshman Tyler Hansbrough, I asked him, you know, what were the thoughts before he came in? Of course, ESPN covered his game. in high school last season, and they said, you know, a lot of us thought, oh, here comes Tyler Hansbrough. He could be the golden child. But then when we found out how many starters we were losing, we thought, Tyler Hansbrough, we hope he's better than advertised.
I think he has been.
Oh, he really has. You know, he's not what you call spectacular. He's just so solid. You talk to all the coaches, whether you talk, I don't get it, Gary Williams, Paul Hewitt, they just rave about him and how effective he is down in that 3-second area.
Bad looking on, and a whistle and a traveling violation on Sheldon Williams.
They got him lifting that pivot foot prior to putting the ball to the deck.
So 42-42, 17-45.
This is what we expected. We expected it, Brad. You don't win 9 out of 10 and blow people out in the ACC by better than 20.
Hansbrough muscles one in.
So effective, does it in a very unorthodox way. Just strong, physical, tough.
Now the crazies, as you see on ESPNU, trying to come to life for their team as they trail by 2.
Well, as Aaron said, they really are truly a sixth man. They give you such a lift. Right now they need a J.J. Redick shot to go down.
Marcus Nelson kick out, Paulus triple, in and out.
They'll allow him to shoot that shot from the perimeter. That's an area he's got to really work on.
Frazier has to scoop it ahead as he lost his balance. Does a nice job, and now they turn it over to J.J. Redick.
Sloppy.
Now Keone thought about it. He's hit 3 already from out there. DeMarcus Nelson inside, rejected by Terry.
Great play by Terry. That's a second block shot. Very active. He and Noel give them really good active wing players.
North Carolina with a lead. Frazier on the drive. Leaves it way up high.
Watch Terry rotate over. Here he is right there with a block shot. He's going to have a sensational year next year. Could be a preseason All-ACC selection.
That ball went up and out of bounds. And so it's going to be Duke ball in the backcourt.
I'm really impressed with this young North Carolina team. They're going to create some problems come tournament time. They're just a team that's getting better and better and better.
Their only loss in the last 10 to the team they're playing right now.
Lost by 4. Went down 17, came back, took a 5-point lead.
Redick double team. Gave it up. And now Williams misses the reverse layup. Quentin Thomas and Danny Green, part of that bench in the first half that was sensational for Carolina.
Yeah, you know, Thomas, Green, and Ginyard came off the bench and were so productive.
Sheldon Williams, 11th rebound.
Listen to the Cameron Crazies. Listen to them going bananas.
Above the rim, the cross-court pass to Dockery from Redick. Now, Nick Roberts tries it through. Hansbrough has all 7 of Carolina's points in the second half. He almost made it 9 right there.
And that was a tough shot. I love the way they get out in transition. Duke's got to find a way right now to get J.J. Redick a good look. They got to get him a screen. Get some movement. There he is right there with the screen. He's got a good look right there.
And he's going to go low. 2 guys hitting the deck hard. He'll be going to the free throw line when we come back. 15-21 remaining in the ballgame. Carolina on the road.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward.
Back on the Duke campus, this telecast available on both ESPN and ESPN2 HD, presented by Dish Network. Carolina leads Duke 44-42, 15-21 to go. Our full circle menu. You're watching the game on ESPN. ESPN2 offers you a viewpoint above the rim. On ESPNU, you're watching the game with the Cameron Crazies. Over on 360, you can get customized stats. And on ESPN Classic, you, the viewer, will choose which Carolina-Duke Classic matchup will air immediately following this broadcast. And after the next timeout, we'll let you know how the voting's going.
Wow. J.J. Redick on the line. It hasn't bothered him on the line. He's been effective there.
3 for 3 tonight, 88%. He is the number 2 free throw shooter. That's odd to even say that in the ACC. After 95% 2 years ago, 94% last year, he's cooled down to 88.
And you know what? When it's all said and done, he'll have his 20 plus tonight again. 65 times he's done that. He's broken a record. He and Jaminski were tied at 64, and G-Man was a great player here at Duke.
JJ's got 13 right now. He's tied the game at 44. 15 to go at Cameron Indoor.
I'll tell you, the ACC tournament's going to have some exciting basketball. The granddaddy of all the tournaments.
Hand throw, big finish, but he walked with it before he got to the rack.
They're lifting that pivot foot before they put the ball down. Little triple threat position. You can see why Roy Williams was ecstatic when he said, yes, I'm coming to North Carolina.
Out of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. They've got a station there that carries all the games because he's so popular in that part of the country.
This guy's slipping again, slipping and sliding.
Roberts puts it on the floor and he flushes one.
I'll tell you, he's got a world of talent. He has got a lot of talent. I think next year is going to be a breakout year when Sheldon Williams graduates.
Quentin Thomas pull-up jumper from about 13, and he's been big tonight. 6 for Quentin.
He has really been big. He's been a steady player. I mean, he was so shaky last year and early this year, but he has really become a force at that point guard slot.
Now Marcus Nelson's going to try a 3. And the rebound is Rayshawn Terry, tied at 46.
See, if North Carolina, I think they'd like to see anybody shoot threes but Mr. Reddick or Mr. Melchione.
Terry's going to try one of his own, and he got it.
Good-looking player. 2 points a game last year, over 14 a game this year.
Rayshawn, only 2 field goals, both 3-pointers.
We got another good one here at Duke, baby.
Reddick for the tie. Got it!
Oh, nope. They need that.
Yes, it is a 3-pointer.
They needed that one, Brad. Oh, they needed that to get some momentum.
49 apiece.
North Carolina and Duke, my friends, the greatest rivalry of them all.
Terry muscles his way. Sheldon Williams rejects it. The outlet, DeMarcus Nelson on the run. And he's gone.
DeMarcus Nelson takes it up strong. The all-time leading scorer in high school in California.
51-49, and now on ESPNU, the Cameron Crazies are rocking the building.
Doing a good job on Miller. They're really attacking him, not allowing him to get a look for a 3.
Terry tried another one. Reddick with a rebound. Dockery, nice spin to the baseline, and he's going to have his jersey pulled by Quentin Thomas and a foul.
Dockery out of Chicago. They got some good recruits coming in next year as well. I mentioned North Carolina's recruits. Take a look right here. There's the drive, the jam. Nick Roberts way above the rim on ESPN2. There's Mr. Reddick right in front of the Cameron Crazies.
I mentioned it, Dick. Was his foot on the line on that 3-pointer? It sure looked like it.
Yeah, it did look like it. They can use the monitor to determine that, but they were so confident.
Sheldon Williams with a spin and a hook shot for 8.
Well, the big tandem, the 1-2 punch. Reddick and Williams step up, averaging 46 between them.
Frazier, nice crossover dribble, gets it to Ginyard, and the ball goes in. I'm not sure if he gets credit or not.
Nice movement without the ball by Ginyard. What a quality player. It's nice when you can go to your bench, you get the Greens, the Ginyards, and the Thomases.
Ginyard's got 9 off the bench. Reddick spins, puts it up, looking for free throws, and didn't get it.
That was a bad shot. Great defensive effort by North Carolina.
Noel ahead. Frazier for the lead, and he got it.
Frazier could shoot that 3. I like guards. I like guards that can make shots. What a game. Another classic. Duke and North Carolina. Emotion, intensity.
54-53, Carolina back in front. Paulus looking for Reddick. Now trying to feed the low block, and out of bounds. With 11:59 remaining in the ball game. Boy, the NFL, talk about shooting the goose that laid the golden egg, huh?
I mean, how ridiculous is that?
J.J. Reddick gets a breather or something he normally doesn't get. And it won't last long, I'm sure.
That'll be a quick minute breathe. I think it's a good decision.
Terry on the baseline. Sheldon Williams, another rebound, having a huge night on the glass again.
See, if I'm Duke right now, be patient. I go inside to Sheldon Williams.
Nick Roberts with the left hand, kicks it out. Melchione's got 3 threes tonight. He missed that one. Here comes David Noel on the run. Frazier, pull up 3. Got it!
Tell you, Frazier, he said as a kid, he used to dream about Duke and North Carolina, that ultimately became a Carolina guy, and they're happy they have him.
That dream could be a Duke nightmare if he keeps shooting like that. Now they're up by 4. Paulus turns it over.
Sloppy.
Oh, and then they throw it off Frazier's foot. They were trying to get it to a teammate. Ginyard threw it away.
Very sloppy play by Duke right there in terms of their efficiency. Kick it out as Frazier. He can make that shot. He can make that open shot.
Got 3 field goals tonight. 2 of them are 3-pointers, both in this half. And that's the difference right now. Carolina with a 4-point lead. They have hit their threes, and Duke, other than Malchione's, had a little trouble with it.
And I'll tell you, when that 3 falls down, we've said so often how it's revolutionized the game.
Williams on the inside. Hook shot. Over a triple team.
That's good basketball IQ. Go to your All-American, you super interior player.
17th double-double of the year. The 55th of his career for Sheldon Williams here on senior night. And he kicks the ball. Stops the clock with 10:46. So he's got 10 points right now, and he's got 13 rebounds.
17 double-doubles, as you stated, is the most in the conference.
Has his team back to within 2. We're almost at the midway point of the second half. Number 15, North Carolina on the road against the top-ranked team in the country, the Duke Blue Devils, who have not lost at home this year. David Noel off the mark from 3-point land. Williams has another easy rebound.
Not only have they not lost at home this year, they got the 3rd longest win streak in America at home. 19 in a row.
19 in a row. The last team to beat him here was Maryland last year in January. Redick trying to find some open space. DeMarcus Nelson did on the baseline.
Nobody rotated over. They allowed him to have the driving lane. And again, that was created by the help given on J.J. Redick.
Well, if you put 3 guys around Redick, somebody's got to be open. Tied at 57. Frazier in a advisable drive, trying to get it up over Sheldon Williams, who rejected it, but it's going to be North Carolina ball out of bounds.
I tell you, these kids play with so much passion, so much feeling. Those jerseys represent such great tradition.
Inbound to Hansbrough, and he gives him the lead back.
There he ends up with his body. He protects the ball so well on the inside.
17 for Tyler Hansbrough in his first matchup with Duke at Cameron. He's already tasted it over at the Smith Center. He had 14 and 9 in that one.
I don't think it's going to bother him wherever he plays. Not with his talent and ability.
Doesn't look like it.
Trying to get the ball inside now to Sheldon.
Here he is against the freshman. Senior against freshman.
Trying to take
who wins it. Williams wins it.
I'll tell you one thing, one-on-one inside. Sheldon says, give me the rock, baby. Give me the rock. There's not going to be able to stop me.
Tie game at 59.
And on the other side, Tyler says he's not going to stop me down low.
Rayshon Terry glides through a double team and scores.
Nice sliding and gliding, hanging it, laying on the glass. A la John Wooden, what he used to teach down at UCLA, the Wizard of Westwood.
8 for Rayshon Terry. Carolina back in front by 2 as we approach 9 minutes. Paulus picked up his dribble, gets it to Redick. Redick trying to get his man in the air and can't.
He can't get an open shot. They're right up in his face. They are rotating different bodies on him.
Pull up for Paulus. Missed a 3. The rebound is Carolina's and David Noel. 11 lead changes, 8 ties. Carolina about 2 right now, and a whistle and a foul underneath.
This game could come right down to the last 3 minutes on a free throw line. Look at it here. Look at Hansbrough really working on the inside. And on the other side, Mr. Williams says, anything you can do, I can do better. I'm going to take you a little one-on-one, a little isolation, a little spin, a little fadeaway J.
Inbounds to Hansbrough again. Up and around and under and score.
A terrific fake inside. Great ball fake. Great footwork on the interior. What a star he is.
Now it's become 2 6'9" guys. One's a baby and one's a veteran, and they're going head to head.
I don't think there's any doubt that 3 of the All-ACC players are on this court.
And now it's Hansbrough with a steal in front of Williams. Foul on Paulus, his 3rd.
Duke looks a little sluggish right now. They look like they're retreating right now. And the aggressor looks like North Carolina.
Watch this.
Great head up and under move. What a star he has become. 3 All-ACC players automatically on his court. Redick, Williams, and Hansbrough. The question, who's going to be the other 2? Obviously, I think Craig Smith of Boston College will be one. And then the other could be Thornton from down there at Florida State. Terrific talent.
11 times they've won against number 1 ranked teams. 6 and 10 against Duke when Duke's been number 1. Right now they've got Duke in a 4-point, make it a 6-point hole.
That was created by Thomas. Penetration, dump it off, no help.
Biggest lead of the night for Carolina.
North Carolina's been the aggressor. They have really attacked on the offensive side. They're a bit much more efficient right now than Duke.
For three, Redick. Rebound, Rayshon Terry. 65-59, Carolina.
Nice
And
pass.
Sanders again for Quentin Thomas.
I just told you a minute ago, Brad, they're sluggish, man. They're a little bit sluggish.
Duke needs a timeout.
Yes, sir. They're like a fighter on the ropes right now.
7:33. Carolina feeling it, but a lot of time left here at Cameron. 67-59. North Carolina trying to pull a shocker with 7:33 remaining in the ball game, and Tyler Hansbrough has taken over the game.
I'll tell you this star on the inside. What a special player he is. Very physical. Really attacks the basket. Loves to get the ball on the interior. And he knows how to finalize. A genuine All-American candidate.
19 points. He's got his team an 8-point lead. Let's see if J.J. Redick and Sheldon Williams and the other seniors for Duke can regain the lead and the momentum. So far, they've lost it.
It's going to be very tough for J.J. Redick to get some good open looks in terms of the trifecta.
They've run a little bit of everybody at him tonight. Whistle and a foul. This is going to be on Rayshon Terry. 7:09 remaining in the ball game. Duke at home, trailing by 8.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Innovation powered by Cisco. And in part by OnStar by GM. To learn more, visit OnStar.com.
67-59. Will it be another classic tonight? 7:09 remaining. Carolina, all game long, you've had a chance to vote on which memorable Carolina-Duke matchup you wanted to see air on ESPN Classic after us. And here's how you voted. 71% for the 95 game Carolina over Duke in 2 overtimes. North Carolina led 94-86 with 28 seconds remaining in that first overtime. But then Duke managed to tie the game up, and it was a memorable one. Jeff Capel's infamous half-court shot. You can turn to ESPN Classic after our telecast to see how North Carolina would prevail in double overtime. Thanks for voting. That's the classic after this one. Maybe this one will be a classic after that one, but we've still got 7:09 to go.
Like Patrick and I didn't want to leave that night. I had a bloody head. I banged my head up on a cement block.
They still got a little bit of your DNA up here on this rafter. J.J. Redick missed outside in the battle for the rebound.
McRoberts forced a foul right there. Good hustle play by McRoberts to get to that line. They're getting a little in trouble now. 8 down, 7 on that clock, and they don't look fresh.
Hansbrough picks up.
They're not on the bonus yet.
His 3rd foul. So we'll keep an eye on the foul situation too. Redick for 3. Just not there right now.
And he had an open look. He really did. Had a wide open look. And they're getting beat in transition.
Ginyard runs with Hansbrough. Neither can score. Out of bounds to Duke.
Hey, they forgot where J.J. Redick was on the floor in that one possession and got a wide open look. Look at his numbers. 1 field goal. Wow. In the last 29, 30. I mean, that's unbelievable.
That was a 3.
Hansborough's got 11 points in his half, 3 rebounds. Williams has 8 and 6.
Here's Williams trying to make it 10 and 6.
He walked. He walked. Absolutely. Great call by Carl Hess.
A little bit of a skip down
Yes,
there
sir.
as he changed from the right to the left hand to try to find a little more maneuverability.
Yes, sir.
Duke turns it over again. They've had too many turnovers tonight.
They really have. They have not played well in their last 4 games. They've been able to win a couple of those games, but have not really played well.
Noel just inside the 3-point line.
And North Carolina is playing so well. We documented earlier. They've won 9 out of 10. The only loss was to Duke. 20-point margin in their last 6, blowing people away.
Can this team that won 111 games in their 4 years, led by seniors, come back from 10 down? That's the question now with 6 minutes left.
All these seniors have had a great career. 111 wins, as you said.
Terry, that would have been a big knife in the gut. Ball comes out to Carolina.
They are quicker to the basketball. They've had 2 ACC tournament titles, 2 ACC regular season titles, Sweet 16, a Final Four. They'd like to close out the resume with a national championship.
Terry going inside is fouled by Williams.
Carolina is the aggressor. And right now, the victor goes to the team that is aggressive. They're anticipating well. That's my National Coach of the Year, Roy Williams. Learned from one of the best, Dean Smith.
Let's check in with Aaron.
And Brad, you remember coming off into halftime, Roy Williams told me it was Duke that was playing more aggressive. Obviously, we saw what happened after the halftime. Now, it's interesting to note, yesterday, Roy Williams, I asked him, what has this young team taught you about yourself? And he said, what it's taught me is it doesn't matter what age they are, how young they are. If you get 5 talented players and you put them out there and they play together, it doesn't matter who they're playing, and obviously tonight, what environment they're playing in.
Aaron, I'll tell you this, they are flat out enjoying playing. And I really believe that Roy Williams is having a great time coaching this team. I talked to Woody Durham. He said he's having a blast. Last year was more pressure because everybody expected them to be really good.
The expectations lower because of the youth, and they're looking for their 21st win of the year and their 12th in conference play. Who would have thunk it? With 5:30 to go, they lead Duke on Duke's floor by 11.
I have not seen Duke execute so poorly as they're doing right now, and a lot of that's attributed to the tough defense of North Carolina. You know, a lot of people thought this was going to be the year to whip up on North Carolina. Forget about it, my friends.
Terry spins to the baseline over McRoberts. J.J. Redick with a rebound. See if he'll try to find some space for himself here for a shot.
He's got to get a screen. Can't get a look. Look at the great jump switch out front.
On the drive, whistle and a foul.
Silly foul right there. You don't want to foul him. Stop the clock. Put him on the line. You're plus 11.
David Noel picks up his 4th. So Hansbrough has 3. Noel's got 4. On the Duke side, Sheldon Williams on the bench with 4.
And what that does is stop the clock. Puts the best free throw shooter of all time in the NCAA on the free throw line.
92+% for J.J. Redick from the stripe career-wise as he steps up. He's 4 for 4 tonight.
Well, last time Duke lost, coming into a game, they usually bounce back after losses against North Carolina. The last 4 times that they lost prior to playing North Carolina, they got a W. But their work is cut out right now, man. They're minus 10.
There's J.J.'s in the crowd for the 2 threes that he's hit tonight. Got no free throw.
I really believe emotional fatigue has really caught this kid. Not physical, but emotional. I think mentally, he needs a big, big break.
18 points for him right now. Frazier trying to leave it off underneath to Sanders.
That's amazing, man. You just said he has 18 points, and we're talking about his emotionally fatigued.
Yeah,
that's what we've learned to expect from him. Most guys who get 18, they call it an unbelievable night.
Ginyard comes back in, and Wes Miller goes out.
Ginyard's a good defensive player, too. We'll take Ginyard or Noel on Redick.
The last time Carolina beat Duke on senior night was 10 years ago. Can they pull it off again with a bunch of diaper dandies, as Dick would say? Green and Hansbrough, 2 of those young guys. Here's Hansbrough, bumped by McRoberts.
I'd go to that guy right there. That's a diaper dandy. He's the best of them all. And there's been some good ones. You got Brandon Rush down at Kansas. Tyrus Thomas, you see at LSU. He's been a little injured. Look at the intensity. Look at the intensity. He wants it so badly. Oh, does he want it? That's what makes these guys so special. Mike Krzyzewski, Roy Williams, all the great ones. It's all about the moment. The moment, not about what they've done in their career.
The moment has North Carolina by 9. Hansbrough lost the ball. Green for 3. That was a gutsy shot. Rebound comes off to Duke. And a foul on Green. And there's some of the
That's a freshman mistake right there.
mistakes right there by Danny Green. He took a bad shot and then made a situation worse by picking up a foul.
Well, because you're up 9 right now, you stop the clock again, and you put the best free throw shooting team in the conference on the line. I mean, how effective has Duke been this year? They lead the conference in field goal percentage, free throw shooting, three-point shooting, defending the 3, offensive efficiency.
The only team in conference history to lead in what Dick has just said. Scoring, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and three-point shooting was the 92 Duke team that won a national championship, by the way.
And that team was legitimately in another league versus this team. This team, to me, has been an overachieving team. They have rode the coattails of 2 superstars, and they have gotten maximum out of these kids.
There's the rankings that we're talking about. The 92 Duke team won the national title by doing it much the same way. Duke right now at 76.5% from the free throw line as Nelson misses the second there.
And for people, if they forget, that was Leitner, Hurley, and Hill.
And going to the rack in a hurry. Marcus Ginyard has had a big game, 11 points for Carolina.
What a big-time play, going coast to coast. I think Duke is like a step slow from what I normally see them.
Williams in the low block, almost walked again. Malchione, three, big shot that doesn't go. Nelson had a hand on it, now Dockery, everybody looking for a handle.
Look at that huddle, look at it right there, a little football battle. They got a timeout, the Dukies.
Mike Krzyzewski wanted a foul call in the middle of all that mayhem and didn't get it with 3 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the ball game. Carolina by 10, and the question becomes, Mr. Vitale, a 10-point lead. It's not that much, but the way Duke's playing right now, it's a lot more than a 10-point lead.
Yeah, really right now, because North Carolina has been certainly the aggressor. They're doing a better job on the offensive side. They're doing a better job defensively. And Hansbrough has been such a major factor in that 3 secondary. He creates opportunities for the other guys.
Sheldon Williams, I would think Duke would like to get in the ball, but he's got 4 fouls, and
exactly.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem, but the big problem really is they can't get J.J. Redick to get open for his 3. They need that badly, and no one else is stepping up. The other players are not stepping up.
J.J. has 1 field goal in the second half. It's a 3-pointer. He does have 18 points. He'll become the 10th player in ACC history to lead in scoring in back-to-back years, because even though he's having a little bit of an off night, he's not going to lose his lead. Missed that shot, though. Williams, strong rebound, and score it, +1.
The old-fashioned three-point way. There's no quitting Sheldon Williams. That's why he's a legit All-American.
Mom and Dad here watching him. There they are, Barb and Janet. And Mom is up. Dad's staying seated with his arms folded. With 3:51 to go, he'll try to add 1 more point to Duke's 64. They trail by 8. J.J. Redick started off 4 for 5. He's 1 for his last 14 from the floor. His team trails 72-64. Sheldon Williams free throw upcoming. Our Cisco Systems game track looks like this. Hansbrough's been sensational. 50% on his 19 points. The freshman youth being served by Carolina with 44 combined points. Sheldon Williams trying to go for 15 and 15 right now at the free throw line.
You know, Brad, we saw the fact that J.J. Redick has really been shut down. Are you ready for this? The last 4 games now, he's 23 for 78. Wow. That's not J.J. Redick, the kid we watched all year.
Sure is.
That's a kid emotionally, I really believe, fatigued. And plus defenses are playing him a lot tougher.
8-point North Carolina lead at the 3.5-minute mark. Trying to pull a shocker at Cameron.
Taking some time off that clock. They're going to go for the high percentage shot.
Green slipped down, but kept the ball in play.
You want to get good spacing here. They're going to allow Duke to give a lot of help on a basketball.
2 on the shot clock. Hansbrough way out. Got it! A 3-pointer!
Are you serious? They're celebrating on Franklin Street, baby. Down at Chapel Hill with that one.
Dad is celebrating in the stands behind the scorer's table. Redick misses, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be on Hansbrough. Trying to get position for the rebound. His 4th, but his 3-pointer with about 1 second left on the shot clock really silenced the crowd here.
There's a look at Tyler from way out downtown. He's a great free throw shooter up for a big guy. Look at Ron. Ron said I told him how to do that.
That was the only 3rd time he's tried a 3 this year. He's hit 2 of them.
He's hit 2. I would say then you should shoot a few more.
And Williams misses his 2nd straight free throw. How amazing would it be if a 19-year-old freshman from Missouri helped pull a shocker for the youth bunch, the youth group of Carolina here on senior night in front of all these Duke fans and all these All-America type players. Williams misses 2 free throws, that time 3 in a row now.
And that means you're a little tired right there because you shoot with your legs as well. Look at the entry inside.
Great entry pass, and now Ginyard will go to the free throw line.
They are just the aggressor. They're beating them to the basket. Great cuts. This is a basketball team that has elevated its game and has gotten better and better and better. Duke looks a little bit wobbly, and they have looked that way even in some of the games that they were able to win lately.
Whether you're watching on ESPN, above the rim on ESPN2, in the crowd with the Cameron Crazies on ESPNU, or if you're watching internationally, we welcome you to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Aaron Andrews, our game day crews, both on ESPNU, along with Reese Davis, Digger Phelps, and Jay Billis. A packed house, over 9,300, shocked right now by what North Carolina is doing to Duke. Ginyard got one of two. It's a 12-point lead. It's the biggest of the night for Carolina.
They're going to find a magical way. And look at the way they're digging in. Look at the way Ginyard's digging in defensively. What a great effort he's given him.
And now Sheldon Williams underneath with a slam.
They got the good entry inside, had great post position.
Excuse me, Dick, 16 points, 15 rebounds for Sheldon Williams.
They just don't want to give those three-point shots.
J.J. Redick started so hot after the emotion of senior night. And did this have an effect? He came out, held one finger up to all four corners of this court, came out on fire. He went 4 for his first 5, and he's only hit 1 field goal since.
He's really had a tough time. Not even close, but it's been that way. I mean, look at his last 3 games. I mean, he's 10 for 28 against Florida State. He's 3 for 10 against Temple. He's 5 for 21 against Georgia Tech. And then tonight, he's having an absolute brick-laying kind of night. It's sad in a way. Senior day. Look at him. Cameron Crazy's now.
They haven't given up yet.
No, they're trying to give him that look.
10-point lead, 2:43 to play. Will they be the 6th man? Can Duke find a way to come from behind, or will Carolina pull off a dramatic win on the road? Duke has won 70 of its last 72. The last home loss you saw there to Carolina. Hansbrough lost the handle underneath. And I think it's going to be DeMarcus Nelson with a foul. It is.
See, one of the great things he possesses as well, Hansbrough, is great hands. When he normally catches the ball right there, he usually converts. He's excellent going to that free throw line. As I said earlier, he goes up to the line 8.1 times a game.
And he converts 74% of his free throws. Not there, though.
These kids come in so ready to play. These freshmen, they play so much AAU competition.
Got the second. 23 for Tyler Hansbrough. Sensational night. 11-point lead. We're under 2.5 minutes at Cameron. Paulus, the kick out. Nelson, and he buried a 3. Big shot.
Marcus Nelson gives him a little life, knocking down that three.
He's got 14. Duke back to within 8.
If you're North Carolina, you want to take some time off that clock, spread the court.
Frazier just on the dribble, and now trying to lay it up, and Williams blocked it.
Should have dumped that off to Hansbrough.
Back comes Duke. Redick, big 3. Tipped. And Melchioni underneath.
Melchioni got hurt. Slow it down. They don't want that quick shot.
Oh, not a good shot by Terry. Now Melchioni's open, but he's hobbling down court. Nelson, another 3. Got it!
Oh, what a big 3. Get a timeout. North Carolina needs a timeout. That was a bad sequence right there by the heels.
Melchioni playing on one leg. DeMarcus Nelson with a huge 3-pointer. Duke's back to within 3.
This is absolutely awesome, baby. I'll tell you what, a capital A. This is unbelievable. And we get paid for sitting here. This is phenomenal.
For a second there, you didn't know what to say.
I was trying to be quiet. Let the people enjoy the crowd.
Good job.
Oh, what a great night.
Nelson back-to-back 3s. None bigger than that one.
Third longest win streak at home in America. On the ropes. North Carolina.
Last 2 possessions ago, Melchioni going up, laying it in, landed funny, went down in a heap. Then he got up and was part of the pass that sent it out to DeMarcus Nelson. 8 points in 51 seconds for Duke.
Listen to that crowd. Nothing like the 3, though. They knocked down 2 trifectas, and that'll give you a lift. Pull your friends up, baby. We got a classic coming to the finish.
If you're watching on ESPNU, you're getting sweat on by the Cameron Crazies.
And we're getting sweat on right up here.
If you're watching on ESPN2, you're above the rim. If you're with us on the mothership, we got a minute 24 to go. 3-point game. Crowd is deafening.
Trying to take time off that clock, managing the clock. So important. Young kid's got a little bit rattled.
10 on the shot clock for Carolina. Frazier, the injury pass is stolen away by Nelson.
Not a good look again. The last 3 possessions. I'd go inside to Sheldon Williams right now.
Duke can make it a one-point game. We got a minute to play.
A lot of time on that clock. I would go inside to the All-American. Try to get the angle, bring the ball down into the interior.
Hollis looks over. Dockery thought about a 3 on the drive now. Muscles it up, and it's blocked. And Hansbrough comes up with a loose ball.
Not a good possession right there. You got an All-American in the post. You bring him the basketball. Great defensive play by North Carolina.
Final 30 seconds. They're chasing Frazier. Now Green. Hansbrough's got it. Time ticking away. It's becoming precious for Duke.
You got to think about fouling, man.
Finally, they get Frazier. Reddick comes out on Frazier with 23.3 left.
Bad possession right there. The last one by Duke.
Either Williams or Reddick had to touch it. Neither did.
Exactly. Both guys. You got 2 superstars. All-American. J.J. Reddick didn't get a touch in that sequence, struggling, but Sheldon Williams has been so effective inside. Should have got a touch.
Timeout with 23.3 taken by Carolina. They're down to 2 timeouts. Duke has only 1 remaining. So right now, it's only a 1-possession game. A lot of time left, 23.3 seconds.
You know, you think about #1 seed. Certainly, I think Duke has earned that already, despite what's happened here. But if they were to lose, let's say first round of the tournament and lose 3 games in a row, they can lose that. And coming on strong is Ohio State with only 4 losses. And if they win the Big Ten outright tomorrow, which they should by beating Purdue, they can be up there. I'm going to tell you a team I think for the Final Four. Keep an eye on Illinois. They beat Michigan State today.
Yep.
I like Brown and Augustine. Watch the Fighting Illini.
Before you get to the NCAA seedings, keep in mind what North Carolina's playing for tonight. They're playing for the #2 seed in the ACC tournament, so they can avoid Duke's side of the bracket in Greensboro. They're 23 seconds and change away from that. They've got a freshman at the free throw line from Blue Island, Illinois, who has not gone to the stripe tonight, but is a 76% free throw shooter. Can he handle the pressure of the Cameron Crazies? Yes.
He looked pretty good right there. He's got a nice touch from the perimeter as well.
Now it's a 2-possession game.
And an ACC tournament's still going to be dynamite. May not have the unbelievable talented teams in the past, but you're still going to have some competitive super basketball. John Swafford and Freddie Barrett got to do a phenomenal job with that tournament.
Frazier got them both.
Good job by Frazier, stepping to the line, converting. This a must possession now by Duke.
Duke's got a hustle. 20 seconds left. They lob it underneath to Williams. He makes the slam with 17.4 and a timeout taken by Duke.
Well, now you got to try for the quick steal. If you don't get it, you got to foul immediately and hope for the missed free throws.
Duke is out of timeouts. 3-point game now with 17.4 remaining.
I mean, it's not the way you want to start the ACC tournament, losing your last 2 games after being 27-1, #1 team in America. Shows you this tournament is going to be unbelievably wide open. Today, Louisville gave a scare to the talented, certainly Connecticut team.
Mike Krzyzewski talking to Teddy Valentine, but it's the other officials that have his ire right now.
As the great lob inside, there's the jam.
Apparently, it was looking for a foul on Hansbrough that had Mike upset, and it was Ray Natili that was getting the eye from Mike Krzyzewski. Well, it's come down to 17.4 seconds.
Well, Natili was involved in that controversial game with Florida State. Here it is, buddy. I mean, here it comes down. A little praying going on by future doctors and lawyers and judges.
I hope they don't have that kind of get-up on when I go to see the doctor.
I mean, those guys
put some clothes on.
CEOs. But what a finish this is right now. And what a great job. That's why I've said Roy Williams is my coach nationally as the National Coach of the Year. He has done an amazing job after losing his 7 top scorers from the national championship team last year.
Our Saturday prime time presented by Cisco Systems on ESPNU Full Circle, and it's come down to a full 17 seconds.
5 against 4, left the guy open on the baseline.
And now
nice
Frazier wide open, dribbling away precious time.
Spread that.
They finally get Hansbrough, but 7 seconds had elapsed.
Well, now you're in real trouble. This kid's a pretty good free throw shooter going to the line, better than 74%.
4 out of 5 tonight, so he's at 80% for the Knights. He's had a sensational evening of 23 points.
He's had a really sensational year.
He's the Rookie of the Year in the ACC. Just box it up.
I think he's the Rookie of the Year nationally.
Box that one up, too.
I think he's the Rookie of the Year nationally.
Dad is happy. And a 4-point lead now, so it's 2 possessions. And it looks like Carolina, 10 years after the last time they were able to beat Duke on senior night, a decade later, they're going to be able to do it again.
You don't want to foul here. You don't want to foul. Stop the clock. Let him shoot the basketball.
Three-pointer is way short.
It's over. It's celebration up front.
Whoa, and look out. Hansbrough goes down as Dockery had a hand in his face. I think inadvertently, but Hansbrough's upset. He's being called by his teammates. Carolina's going to win this game. 1.1 seconds remaining.
And I'll tell you one thing. The scoreboard's going to make him mighty happy when he looks at the board. And he looks tomorrow. A little push, he definitely shoved him. Yes, he shoved him down. The best is just step away, go to the line, convert, look at the scoreboard, and leave, and get back to Chapel Hill with a W.
The disbelief on the Duke bench, and J.J. Redick and Sheldon Williams and 4 other seniors. Senior night's going to be spoiled by their arch rival from 8 miles away in Chapel Hill. Hansbrough is going to be the hero of the night over on Franklin Street and in Chapel Hill, and he might be a hero there for 3 more years.
I'll tell you one thing. I hope he stays in school because they have the makings of a great team.
Mike Krzyzewski, either way, is bringing out his seniors to a standing ovation, and a well-deserved one. 4 brilliant years for those guys. 6 seniors in all, 4 of them that play a lot and are captains. 2 of them, of course, are All-Americans in Sheldon Williams and J.J. Redick.
111 wins, 2 ACC titles, 2 ACC tournament titles, Sweet 16, a Final Four. The only thing missing is the resume that says national championships.
Look at the emotion on the youthful faces and even the moms and dads of the Carolina folks that got to see it. First win at Duke since 01, but the first time a senior night upset since 1996. Quite a game. North Carolina was just faster to the ball most of the second half, and they win it 83-76. Dick, it's been fun to be part of prime time with you again, partner.
It's been fun, baby.
North Carolina is going to be a scary team the rest of the way.